This is Sybert signing into Red Alert 3 on the map Epicenter Island. On the left side as the Cyan Soviets, this is pewpewlazer. And on the right side as the Red Allies, this is A&F. Fast airfield for A&F. Now, this map should not look familiar to you. This is either an uprising map or this is a community map. I don't remember. It's also apparently a nighttime map, so everything's kind of dark. You've got a relatively fast 3 refineries, if you count that one over to the corner, over to the side of your base, kind of like a pocket expansion. And fast airfield, of course, is going to be here for hunting engineers, but the engineer was already inside of that refinery, so no victory there for A&F. Now, we do have a 4th and a 5th refinery for each player out on the water, and I guess you could go 3rd refinery to 4th refinery relatively quickly. It's a pretty short distance between the two. First power plant is being targeted down. Now, the first flak cannon is up and running for A&F, and that is what you want to see. You want to see that flak cannon up so that the first couple of bullfrogs have a little bit of coverage as they are produced. Then once you're up to those 3 bullfrogs, typically you can sell off that flak cannon. But in this case, an additional reactor may need to be built beyond this one that is currently being constructed, and to get that flak cannon back online, because this refinery is very close, or this reactor is very close to death. But 2 bullfrogs plus a flak cannon is not going to be enough to kill a Vindicator, because the bullfrogs were too far forward. So 1 Vindicator does manage to take a lot of damage, but it does manage to escape with about a quarter health. So very nice control there by A&F, or rather poor positioning there by pewpewlazer, because A&F just went for the bullfrog, and I don't know if he realized that the flak cannon was just far enough back that he would be able to escape probably safely. At any rate, a little bit of an unfortunate situation, losing a bullfrog or 2 for pewpewlazer, who's going to be getting his 3rd refinery up and running. Engineer a little bit late into that refinery, but of course that's because it was a fast airfield, and it's a very safe but delayed capture for A&F, who I think is just going to be able to expand onto the low ground. Actually, can he reach all the way over there with his MCV from the land? Because if so, that would be a pretty big advantage for an allied player who could take 4 refineries pretty darn quickly. 3 bullfrogs are out, but there are also 3 Vindicators. Very nice control there by A&F. It didn't actually matter. Oh, you guys saw the way he led in with the 1 Vindicator and then pulled off with it, right? That normally is to absorb a bit of damage so that your other Vindicators don't take as much damage, and they can successfully operate the bombing run with 3 Vindicators but no losses. And yeah, the first Vindicator doesn't actually drop bombs, but all 3 do survive. At least that's how it's supposed to work in theory. In practice, it didn't work. 2 Vindicators went down, which kind of makes all of those bullfrog losses worth it overall. It looks like 1 refinery up and running, and then it's going to be a command hub over here. So seaport onto the low ground, command hub to actually reach the water, which is probably a good thing in terms of balance. You don't want to be able to just get that 4th refinery right to allies and have it be harder for the other factions. Although, I don't know how many, if you pack your MCV up here, you drop a naval yard as far as you can, you may actually only need 1 power plant to get to that 4th refinery, which would be pretty good for Soviets as well. And of course, it doesn't really matter for them, but that's, beside the point. Build radius for all of that stuff would be pretty sick. This little high ground here, this is a nice use of the high ground by pewpewlazer. So Epicenter Island got some interesting features to it. Flak Trooper here as well. A bear going to be here to kill some peacekeepers. And this 1 conscript on the high ground going to be a great place to just observe and watch for pretty much the rest of the game. Harvester going to be trying to escape out to the right side here from those walls being sold off. And Flag Troop are going to be going for the power plant directly, which is a great move, shutting off the power for this allied player, stopping any potential multi-gunner turrets if this command hub goes up, or even just delaying the airfield rebuild is also a great move. Bear gets the Peacekeeper, command hub is still here, but Prospector is also still here, so it's a second command hub is the first, if the first one gets eliminated, is always possible. Although right now, both of the refineries are still standing. So pewpewlazer going to be taking a little bit of damage as a Riptide Javelin Trooper combo sparks up on the left side of the map. He's going to be able to target down that barracks very quickly. No bear is going to be coming on out of there. One conscript, but that can be dealt with pretty easily by that Riptide. And it looks like for now the command hub will survive, so multi-gunner turrets are definitely a possibility to defend this main base location in the future. Command hub is up, power plant and refinery, war factory, out on the water over here. And I swear this water looks so funky in the moonlight. Are there other nighttime maps where the water looks the same? This water looks so weird to me. I don't know if it actually looks different on this map, or if it's just I haven't seen this particular combination of settings in a long time, and I've forgotten what it looks like. MiG hanging out in the sky, but it looks like a Twin Blade is here as well. A scrappy match between ANF and pewpewlazer, but now it's going to be turning into some classic Twin Blade action, which you gotta hand it to Soviet players. They love themselves some Twin Blades. Cryo shot fires off, but it misses absolutely everything, hitting virtually nothing there, as everything moved by the time it would have actually affected them. One Twin Blade does go down. Multi-gunner turret now here on the front line, able to kill that terror drone very easily and able to push this attack back, at least for the current moment. One hammer tank actually does go down. Satellite's going to be getting called down upon this southern refinery. They will miss the harvester, which was pulled off the line very carefully there by A and F. But of course, with no additional terror drone here, this harvester is going to be able to get back to work eventually. Oh, another hammer tank being gifted. That one was straight given away, trapped a little bit by that multi-gunner turret placement of ANF. He may actually want to go ahead and sell off one of these multi-gunner turrets, get himself a little bit of cash back into his pocket, get his economy back up and running, although it looks like he may be back up to those 4 harvesters actively working at this point. Refinery number 4 now going to be coming up significantly later for pewpewlazer, so the economy should be favoring, well, maybe not in the long run, ANF. Although ANF did have, well, actually losing a cryocopter there. That's a bunch of money down the drain, and it did virtually nothing. A couple of Javelin Troopers on the low ground here, although it looks like one Terror Drone will get the effect of a Riptide, and these Javelin Troopers may end up getting killed by the Terror Drone when it pops on out of there. Second Terror Drone locking down the Riptide, but now the Riptide, well, the Terror Drone does go down. The Riptide gets eliminated, and the Terror Drone gets shot up by the other Riptide. For now, the hammer tank, I almost said a heavy tank, and just casted a whole bunch of red alert. But the heavy hammer tank for the Soviets going to be hanging out here in the north part of this expansion, waiting for his buddy to save him to run over those Peacekeepers, and it was shrunk down, so it did die to the Peacekeepers right there. Just the shotgun blast able to stop it. Another shrink ray coming down from ANF. Pewpewlazer going to be getting pushed out of this expansion, and Pewpewlazer has been pushing pretty hard with the aggression, but at the cost of, well, his expansion was later. He did get the kill on a couple of harvesters, which would have evened up the economy, and he did have the oil derrick first, which again would have favored him in economy. So things are probably relatively even overall in terms of income generated by these two players. Another multi-gunner turret going to be coming down here for ANF. The thing I don't like from pewpewlazer is these small engagement knife fight piecemeal kind of action can have an effect where it puts you 1% behind with every poor engagement. So after 1 or 2% from 5 or 6 or 7 small engagements, you're actually massively behind that of your opponent. Now the first 2 cryocopters, those got eliminated pretty easy. 1,600 credits or so down, or 1,600. 1,800 credits per cryocopter, so 3,600 down the drain, doing almost nothing. But now, 3 cryocopters are out on the map, and a couple of Javelin Troopers, a couple of Riptides. With good control, this is all you need to successfully defend a base. It may not be, you may still lose some stuff, but it will be a cost-effective defense. Now, pewpewlazer can still pull something good out of this, but I think he may be, well, getting a 5th refinery is actually a great move. Adding in maybe a couple more twin blades, 3 or 4 twin blades to be able to hit over here or hit this water expansion while you are also attacking here would be, I think, a nice move. Twin blades now going to be moving in on this prospector, and it looks like the cryocopters are completely unsupported. Where are all of the other units? They're literally just hanging out here. The Apollos are out over the water. Why are they not protecting these cryocopters? The MiGs having free reign, getting a kill on one cryocopter, damaging another cryocopter, while the hammer tanks, the conscripts even doing some damage, but laying waste to a little bit of this expansion. Twin Blade's going to be getting the kill on the harvester, potentially also getting a kill on a power plant, which would just be so frustrating for ANF to deal with. It looks like the Apollo's finally showing up, but at the point where pretty much everything has already died or left. And this is not what you want to have happen in your defense of this allied expansion. Javelin troopers now going to be showing up, but where were they a while ago when they could have actually done something with the help of those cryocopters? Another multi-gunner turret down here on the low ground. 3 of them going to be defending, 4 of them going to be defending this old main base of ANF. And this is a lot of Javelin troopers, but of course they can be crushed. They can be dealt with either terror drones, hammer tanks crushing, or even bears and conscripts cleaning them up. But it's now going to be 5 plus Akula subs. So 5 refineries. The MCV is still here. Akula subs. This is a great way to mix things up. Kill the power plant. Come over here. Kill the refinery. Kill the power plant. Kill the expansion hub. Do that damage that's around the outskirts of your opponent so you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket and attacking at only one location. And I love this from pewpewlazer. It would have been nice if he was doing it a couple of minutes ago, but he was, of course, focused on other things. And, you know, that attack was not a calamity. It was not disastrous for pewpewlazer. It was definitely troublesome for ANF. He should have been a little bit more prepared for that. But in this case, pewpewlazer, he's feeling pretty good about this game. He's up on economy. Cryoblast going to be firing off. One hammer tank was on the wrong side of that blast, and it will get eliminated. 2 bullfrogs may end up going down. We're very low on health as the MiGs take some shots as well. They're just absorbing damage. But here's the thing, Javelin troopers don't actually have to pay for their own ammunition. It doesn't matter to them. This Riptide not doing a particularly good job of keeping these Javelin troopers safe, although they've now turned their attention on the bears, and they do deal with them nicely. Once again, pewpewlazer, he's trying to bankrupt the allied economy by absorbing shots from those Javelin troopers, but he doesn't realize the Javelin troopers, they don't have to pay for their own ammo. One more cryocopter does go down, getting a little bit of sloppy here between these two players. A little bit of sloppy play from these guys. Hammer tank going to be going for the kill of this prospector. May be able to get it before the freeze actually happens. The freeze doesn't happen. It gets broken, which means almost the harvester does go down. The hammer tank, I keep wanting to say heavy hammer tank. The hammer tank will go down, and this prospector will barely survive, although the conscripts are going to try and be heroes of the Soviet Union. They won't quite be able to get that kill on the harvester, but also going for the kill on that power plant. A little bit of an attack shaping up down here in the south for A and F. Keep in mind that this should be relatively easy for pewpewlazer to deal with. A couple of sickles, a couple of bears potentially, and some conscripts mixed in for good measure. Although this is a lot of peacekeepers, so if they get the drop on these forces, killing Javelin troopers is the best way to go. Killing the ones in the rear first so that no one else notices. And now pretty much all of the Javelin troopers do go down. That roar fired off, but it didn't actually affect anything for some reason. Cryocopters showing up late to the party, and now the MiGs are going to have a heyday being able to kill these cryocopters uncontested. The Apollos aren't here to stand watch, and 3 cryocopters go down. A 4th gets eliminated, and that was just a big giveaway. Yeah, that's it. Like, 4 cryocopters gone, plus you didn't do critical damage with them. This has been a showcase of the map Epicenter Island in a match between A and F and pewpewlazer, which one of my favorite names in Red Alert 3, pewpewlazer. It is very silly and very fun. So yeah, earlier oil derrick and earlier 2 refineries from pewpewlazer, but earlier 4th refinery, and I think earlier 3rd refinery as well, from ANF, means that these two guys were equal up until the 10-minute mark where pewpewlazer, I mean, look at that, neck and neck, almost exact, where pewpewlazer gets a little bit ahead with that 5th refinery and then jumps ahead as I guess he dropped, like, either rebuilt harvesters or did something to get a big boost there. But that will do it, just 14 minutes long and a showcase of a new map. Congratulations, pewpewlazer, for the win. ANF playing well initially, but ultimately a little too sloppy to claim the victory in this game. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Sybert signing out.